Hi, welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I got this pinky smoky eye using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, then keep watching. So to start, I'm going to prep my eyelids. So I'm just using the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. It's always better to have like a lighter colour underneath the eyeshadow just so it will stand out more and it will just look more vibrant. So I'm just blending that in. And then we want to set that, so I'm just going to go ahead and set that. Normally I use a translucent powder, but you can use like a light eyeshadow or anything like that, just so it stays in place, and the other colours that you put on top are going to sort of go over smoothly. You won't have any sort of harshness there. So the first shade that I'm going to use in the palette is the Burnt Orange, kind of mixing burnt orange and raw sienna together. So I'm just doing that just above my crease. Going to do it quite high up just because I have got quite small eyes, so it just kind of makes them look that little bit bigger if it's just a little bit higher up. Plus my eyes are quite hooded as well. So I'm just going to keep blending that out. So that's just our transition shade. I'm going to put that all over the lid, just so it's a nice sort of warm, well, they're nice warm tones. So it's always good to use something a little bit warmer underneath. So I just keep blending and blending and blending until I'm happy. Yep, still blending. So you can see that it's just kind of warmed up the eye. So then the first colour that I'm using is the Love Letter, yeah, the Love Letter one, which is like a really deep dark pink. So I'm just gonna pop that again, just sort of in the same place that I put the transition shade. So just kind of above my crease. And again, we just want to keep blending it out until we're sort of happy with how it looks. So just going to keep blending. You don't necessarily have to build that up sort of too much. So I'm just popping a bit sort of both sides of my eye, so my outer and inner corner of the eye. Just because we're going to have a lighter sort of, you know, lighter shade in the middle, I suppose. So we don't really want to sort of put anything there. And so just blending it out. And the brush that I'm using is actually just the one from the palette, because I actually think it's quite a good blending brush, to be honest. So I do tend to use that brush. So now, just to deepen it up a little bit, I'm going in with the Venetian red. Yeah, so the Venetian red, it's not as pink, it's still quite pink, but it is just that little bit darker, I'd say. So yeah, that's kind of just going in all over again, but mainly on the outer and inner corner of my eye. I do think red shades and pink shades and tones are nice with any eye colour. I suppose when you've got lighter colour, like I've got quite blue eyes, I suppose, they do sort of make my eyes pop, which is, it's always nice. So just blending that out. So now we're just going to use a little bit of concealer. I am using the Urban Decay All Nighter one, the one that I use to sort of base and prep my eyelids. So I'm just popping that just in the middle part of the eye. Just like to use my finger just to press it into the skin. That's not going nowhere. And then just going back over again. And that is just going to act as a base for us to have our more sort of shiny colour, I suppose, the glittery tones. And I am using the, I'm not quite sure how to say this one, so it's like the goldy colour in the palette, and it's the Primavia, something like that. It's the one next to the red ochre one, so left to the red ochre colour, so it's that goldy sort of colour. So I've used that just in the middle part of the eye, just sort of going back in and just topping that up. I do tend to use my finger, but you can use any flat sort of, you know, eyeshadow brush really. I just find with, you know, when you use your finger, it just, you tend to sort of pack it on a little bit more. It's just always a little bit more pigmented, I find. So yeah, that's how I like to do it anyway, but you know, everyone is different, so it is entirely up to you. And now I'm just kind of, I suppose, defining my eyebrow sort of underneath, just on my arch part, and that is the Soap and Glory Arch de Triumph, a double sort of ended pencil. It's like a brow shaper and a highlighter. Don't tend to use the brow shaper as much, as it's not very pigmented at all, but I do find that the highlighter is quite nice and pigmented, and it just sort of defines the brows a little bit more, I suppose. So I'm blending again. And now I'm just sort of putting a little bit of highlight there, and I'm using the Vermeer colour shade in the palette, so I'm just kind of using that just on my brow bone, just to give it that little shine and highlight, I suppose. And with that, I'm just using sort of just a small ended eyeshadow brush. And then I'm just kind of clearing up where I've made a little bit of a mess. I just always use like a baby wipe or a makeup wipe or something just to clear it up. Don't necessarily want the look to be really sharp, but it was really messy, so yeah, I just wanted to clear that up a little bit. And now we're going to do, oh no, we're going underneath, so I'm using exactly the same colours as I used on my upper lid. So I'm just using the raw sienna and the burnt orange sort of mixed together under my eye. I do always tend to have colour sort of under my eye and smoke it out a little bit, just because I feel comfortable doing that, I suppose. My eyelash came off then. And then again, I'm just going in with the Love Letter and the Venetian Red. just underneath, smoking that out again, just making it a little bit deeper. So I'll kind of do that until I'm happy with how dark it is. Sorry if I do go out of focus. It is sort of quite new to me. So yeah, I do apologise if my filming skills aren't brilliant yet, but I'm sure it'll get better with time. So to do the winged liner, I am just using the Bourjois liner Feautre, I think it is. It is French, so probably haven't got that right, but it is just a long-lasting sort of black eyeliner. I personally prefer these types of liners. I just feel that you've got a little bit more control with them, as they're that little bit more firmer rather than flexible. So yeah, I'm just doing my winged liner with that, and again I do apologise if I've gone out of focus, but I'm just doing what I normally do. I start from the part where I'm sort of the outer corner to wing it, and then I just kind of come across the top of my eyelid, just darken it up and sort of join it together. So that's kind of how I tend to do it, really. Just bringing it from the inner corner. And then again, I kind of find it a little bit easier when you kind of lie it on the side, just to kind of get that line a little bit more straighter and defined. Oh, so I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know what I was doing. So I'm just kind of lining my upper waterline, and that is with the Soap and Glory Smoulder Kohl waterproof eyeliner. It is amazing. It's really intense, really dark, black. So yeah, and it's affordable. It's not expensive, but I absolutely love it. So I've just done my upper and lower waterline there. I'm just going back in again, just with that Venetian red, and just darkening up my eye sort of underneath. And then I just kind of put a little bit of highlight on the inner corner of my eye. I used the Vermeer shade to do that, so just to highlight the inner corner of my eye. And the mascara that I'm using, again, is a Soap and Glory one, and it's the Thick and Fast Flash Extensions Effect Mascara. I just have like no lashes, so this one is quite good. It is quite thick and volumizing, so it depends what kind of one that you like. The wand, as you can see, is quite full. It's quite a big wand, but yeah, I quite like it because it does thicken up my lashes a little bit, as I don't tend to have any. But I am going to put some falsies on as well. That's me like every day, so that's the norm. So I think I'm probably just getting them ready. And the ones that I'm going to wear are the unicorn lashes in Majestic AF, which we know what that stands for. So yeah, it's the Majestic ones that I'm using. They are not the kind of lashes that I'd wear every day, but you know, just thought we'd go all out with this look. So yeah, but I do prefer the more fluffy type of lashes, which I suppose these are. I do kind of like the ones that have the gaps in between. So yeah, the only thing I would say is the band is quite thick, which makes them easy to apply. But at the same time, you are very aware that you're wearing lashes with these ones. They are quite heavy. But yeah, that is the finished look. It's quite easy to do, so I hope you guys can recreate. It's nothing sort of tricky, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be putting more videos up for you guys. So yeah, I'd like to see you back here soon, and again, thank you so much for watching. Bye.